Jacob Cast 2024. Welcome back to my Smackdown review, my podcast, my YouTube channel. We're gonna just we're gonna talk about Friday Smackdown, the show that put out the year with Roman Reigns' return. Man, Smackdown was okay. It was pretty decent. Wasn't that special, but it was alright. We know that they're setting up for the pay-per-view Bash in Berlin. That's 3 weeks away, and on August 31st. Now, my video is going to be like an hour and 30 minutes long. Make sure you guys hit that like button, leave a comment, please subscribe to my channel. If you want to see more, let me know in the comments section if you want to see more. Our video is sponsored by all the other podcasters: Fightful Pro Wrestling, Sound Mark the Sound Off, Dan Tony, Wrestling Inc., Just Alec, JD from New York. Make sure you guys subscribe to them and subscribe to my channel. Now, Smackdown, the only thing that mattered was Roman Reigns' return. Roman Reigns made a return tonight. Now, we all knew he would. I just hate that it took so long that they kept playing it. I was hoping he would open the show and would get that big pop. But he came out tonight in the main event. With only 10 minutes left in the show, he brawled against the Bloodline, Solo, Tama, and Tonga. Jacob Fonte wasn't there. I guess he hurt. He got hurt at SummerSlam. Must have a leg injury. Hopefully nothing serious, and we see him back on the show. Maybe next week. I don't know. But he wasn't there. He wasn't holding the tag team titles. Tonga Loa and Tonga were holding the tag team titles. So hopefully the injury is nothing serious. Hopefully we see Fatu back in the ring pretty soon. Now I'm not sure what the plan is. Are we gonna get Roman and Solo at Bash in Berlin? Or we're gonna do a tag team match? Now, I wonder how many Smackdowns is he gonna make an appearance. He had to continue the storyline and build up the Bloodline Civil War. Hopefully we see Paul Heyman and Jimmy Uso real soon. So we can set up the Bloodline Civil War. And then we gotta find a way how do we get Jey Uso back involved. Or maybe Sami Zayn. And don't forget, where did The Rock fit into all this? Something had to happen here. Now, that was SmackDown. Oh wait, hold on. That was SmackDown. Well, that's weird. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Hope I didn't mess up anything. Just making sure I didn't mess up anything. I don't know what's going on here. Because I could have sworn. Hold on. Now, before I get back to my review, just want to look at something. Forrest Gump? I didn't see no Forrest Gump. We do have AEW Rampage. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I don't really want Rampage like that. Hold on. Okay. Now I can finally show the other podcasters. Oh wait, hold on.
let's shout out to everybody. And my oldest, Raj, he hated Roman Reigns. He wanted him to lose. He's like, I hate him. I hate Roman. And he immediately threw it up. And now he's a big Roman Reigns fan. Like he says he's now losing his tribal chief when he refused to do so before. The only thing that I could possibly argue as a drawback is it wasn't, you know what it was? But it wasn't maybe the same instantaneous reaction. The theme was flipped a little bit. And I'm still unsure how I feel about this new orchestral theme because I like the other one so much.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. I love the original version of Roman Reigns' theme song. It's so freaking good that I listened hit a little bit harder. This one has more of like I'm a baby face now stuff, and it sounded a little extra perky. And now we got all this pyro, and all of that's great. But because the other song just sounded so like dominating and just so much more captivating, I do miss the song a whole lot. And I mean, it's still the same thing. It's just tweaked a little bit, so it's not too different. But it doesn't hit anywhere near the way the original version did.
That sucker needs some drums. Where are the drums? Whoever was in charge is like, I'm waiting for it to drop. Like, it'll be fine. It can drop. And that's the problem. I think it's like it's a callback to the WrestleMania theme, the orchestral entrance.
Oh yeah, you're right about that. I forgot about that.
And they did a couple callbacks. Like, if you knew, like, I knew for sure Roman. I mean, I already figured he was coming back at SummerSlam. And I was almost certain when I knew that Solo and Cody was headlining it. But I knew for sure when Cody wore the WrestleMania mask, right? Like he wore that mask and he came down to the championship in. So I was like, oh, okay. They're telling us without saying it explicitly that Roman is showing up. But I think it was sort of an homage to what he entered at WrestleMania with. But the other one's it's not like it's like heel music, it's just a banger. It's just a banger. So let me please, if anybody from WWE is watching this or watches this, bring us back the OTC theme, original tribal theme, OTT. No, let's just go with OTC. Original
Tribal. Hold on. No, we got it. It's OTCT.
Okay.
Original Tribal Chief theme.
There you go. Like,
I had to think about it.
And I know you want to mix it up and change it up, but some things don't need to be messed with. Like the glass shattering doesn't need to be messed with. If you smell what the Rockers cooking doesn't need to be messed with. And just the way it comes in. That's just something I would just play on its own. So I miss that.
I do feel you on that. But okay, so today we kind of got a lot here with the bloodline, and I guess we kind of have to. We'll skip to the. Because they mix it at the beginning. All right, let's mix it at the beginning and with the end because it kind of all ties in together. So Cody Rhodes is out there, and Solo Sikoa. He gets there. He interrupts Cody Rhodes, and he won his rematch. All right, I don't think anybody here wants to necessarily see Sikoa have his rematch against Cody Rhodes, and Cody Rhodes basically tells him like, no, bro, you had your chance. You went and you tried. You had all these people come out and help you, and you still couldn't defeat me, right? Of course, he had the help of Roman Reigns, but that wasn't necessarily mentioned. But Solo Sikoa is not getting his rematch, and he's coming out with the bloodline. Everybody except Jacob Fatu, which we'll get to that in just a second, but he's there with Tama Tonga. He's there with Tonga Loa, and it's 3 against 1. But Kevin Owens comes out and he has Cody Rhodes' back. So really quickly, all of a sudden, Solo Sikoa takes a couple steps back, and he's like, all of a sudden, not wanting to get involved there with Cody Rhodes, and so he leaves this, and suddenly he's no longer interested in pursuing this rematch, and decides to change his focus to Roman Reigns. And he comes out at the end of the show and starts asking for Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns goes out there, doesn't say anything, just goes in there and starts kicking butt. But before he can actually spear Solo Sikoa gets pulled out of the ring by his guys, and he ends up taking out Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa. And Solo Sikoa keeps his the Ula Fala. He keeps that and basically taunts it in his face. But it was a pretty damn electric way to sort of wrap up the show. But what did you think
because Solo was claiming the tribal chief. I mean, that's the whole point of the OTC shirt. And the tribal chief necklace, what was it called again?
The Ula Fala.
The Ula Fala is the championship in this case, right? Like when Roman Reigns meets Solo Sikoa, whenever they schedule that match, whether it's Bash in Berlin or the following event, that's what's going to be on the line in that match. As far as Solo goes, I'm a little torn on Denise because I actually
Just a little.
I think he's doing a very good job with his presentation. Like I think he got the heat from the crowd. I think his delivery, his walk, the way he's carrying himself is all strong. He's just not good enough in the ring. That's my problem with him. It's like when he's in that main event match against Cody, I don't know if he can carry it with the big boys per se in the ring. Otherwise, I think he's doing a solid job. But there's a lot to unpack there because it goes to we'll get to the Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes aspect of that in a second. But we always knew where we were headed in the short term, because they're going to have Roman go against Solo until it's time for him to get his true property back.
Dude, that's the thing. I feel bad because right now Solo Sikoa isn't necessarily hitting the mark, right? It's not happening in ring. The match with him and Cody Rhodes, I didn't really think was great. And keep in mind, I was there in the crowd watching live, and I kept finding myself turning and looking the other direction, and I'm gonna see what the crowd is doing. And it wasn't until everybody started coming in, Randy, KO, and then eventually the return of Roman Reigns, where I started to get like back into the match. But I felt bad because I thought, oh my god, this match did not need to go as long as it did. I don't know how it came across on TV. On TV, did it come across like it wasn't? How was it on TV?
It was fine, right? It was fine, which is not a great description. It wasn't like bad. It wasn't like, oh, you're sticking on the joint. But it was went to Roman Reigns, right?
No, I felt bad because I looked at my watch and I could tell, like, okay, this show's probably gonna finish at this time, so that means there's
Did we
something
really need
X
to
amount of minutes. And I started doing, I was doing the math inside my head as to how long we were going to be getting of just Cody and Solo until we eventually got to everything. And it ended up happening the way that I figured it was going to happen too. So that kind of told me that I wasn't necessarily into the match portion. I was more so just, again, like a lot of people, waiting for the return of Roman Reigns.
Yeah, and so I can't remember. My youngest son is a Solo Sikoa fan, and he asked to watch the Solo match. I think I remember the show. I don't know what to tell him because I can't remember.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I can't think of a good Solo Sikoa match. I mean, my oldest also always is trying to slow and spike me, so there's some sort of carryover. If the character is working in that sense, but the payoff doesn't work. Now, to that, we saw what happened too at the end of that match, and I'm curious now whether he's actually injured, and I hope that's not the case. That would be a big blow, or this is a work in a sense to keep him away from Roman Reigns. Because if he shows up with Roman Reigns and Roman Reigns takes him out, that takes out a lot of that aura they worked to build, and you can't have Roman Reigns get taken out fresh off returning as well. So I do wonder if they're deliberately, like, that's why he got hurt on that spot, so that he couldn't get involved with Roman Reigns' return, and now the injury could be used to sell him being out for a minute, so that you keep Jacob Fatu and Roman Reigns separated as long as possible.
So I remember the press conference, they didn't really say too much, and not very many details have come out regarding it, but it was basically like, okay, he got banged up, he was seen in the boot afterwards, and I do think like all of that is like legit and whatnot. I feel the reason why is because without Jacob Fatu, the bloodline just does not hit as hard. We've been talking about this for weeks now, how having Jacob Fatu has really been that, the ingredient. He is the sugar in the cake that is making everything just hit a lot harder. Well, in this case, sweeter. But he's really the thing that you want. He is the ingredient that you want in the bloodline, at least this version of it. And so I can't imagine them wanting to eliminate Jacob Fatu from this situation on purpose, because he is the thing that is giving them. I don't know. Can you imagine what it must have? Because, okay, for example, today when we received Roman Reigns and Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa, and they were going at it in the ring, and for like a minute there, it seems like they had Roman Reigns' number, just for, a small brief of a moment, right? But he was able to wipe them out so quick, so fast, because let's be isn't going to be able to be there standing tall at the end of Smackdown, right? So we would have had to see that a lot more. Of course, with Jacob Fatu there, it would have been, to your point, they would have had to take out Roman Reigns because all three of them, Roman Reigns can't take on all three of them. That's too much. That's too much. So to your point, you do have something to that, but I think if Jacob Fatu, it would have been just worked a little bit differently.
But perhaps, but if he indeed, was supposed to be taken out by that table spot, whether he got injured on top of it or not, or that was the device to keep him separate, I do think it is wise to keep him separated from Roman Reigns for the time being, because it's going to hit hard when he eventually does come in blindside Roman Reigns and takes him out, and then we get that Roman Reigns Jacob Fatu showdown down the line, which is in a sense bigger than the Roman Reigns solo Sokoa.
Yeah, I was about to say, damn, it really is the bigger thing though, Robin, and that's unfortunate because Solo Sokoa is the leader. Solo Sokoa is the one that's supposed to be the new tribal chief or whatever. But the fact that all of us here, or the good majority of us are, I can't wait to see Reigns and Jacob Fatu. What is that going to be like? What's that electricity going to be like? That's what we're sort of waiting for, and I feel like that says that speaks a lot to what we're working with right now. So again, I do miss Jacob Fatu though. I was going to tweet that out. I forgot to tweet that out, but I really do miss Jacob Fatu.
Yeah, we just, it would have been an impact injury, right? It wasn't the back of the leg. So if we're dealing in reality terms, obviously you don't want to see anybody reach for lower back of the leg, like that's like the worst case scenario. And then a calf injury can linger. On the front, I'm not sure what it would be that's so damaging. And the walk thing, that's often used as a precautionary measure. It doesn't necessarily mean the worst. And even in those photos I saw on the walk, it's not like he wasn't going around on his own power. So until I hear otherwise, obviously when I'm sending positive energy that nobody's hurt, I never want anybody to be hurt. I especially don't want him to be hurt, given the ramifications of the story. And I do think it's a good way for us to work for the plot or the storytelling of keeping the OTC and the PA away from each other.
Okay, so you're under the impression that this is possibly a work here and that it's not.
I'm gonna, at least that it's being sold extra too. Like,
Okay.
not that he didn't necessarily get injured at all, but I feel like, I don't know, I feel like if it was something really significant and serious we know by now, I don't usually that stuff get out there, but I would have had to have had surgery or something. As soon as Rhea Ripley was hurt, we knew about it by the next day, and she was out for however long. We know that Seth Rollins is out for an extended period of time. Like, all these things tend to happen very quickly, and it's been over a week now, right? Or right on a week now. And we haven't had a concrete update. So that makes me hopeful that it is
Right. Because a part of it, like I said, not having Jacob Fatu is part of this dynamic. It kind of blows without him, at least for the bloodline side of it. And when Roman Reigns is out there, nobody cares. Everybody's focused on Roman Reigns. But you're at the same time still waiting and anticipating that confrontation between Fatu and Roman Reigns. So we'll wait and see what the hell goes down. But let's get into these super chats, and then we're going to get into the Cody Rhodes, Kevin Owens portion of this, because that was also pretty big news on this show. But first and foremost, thank you so much to Sheldon Jackson for gifting 5 DWO memberships. We also got Kevin Wicker here who says Roman's aura is GOAT level. Dude, that's something that's undeniable. Undeniable. I felt it in the building. And here's the thing, like, Roman's always had that aura, but now as a babyface, oh, it hits harder. I've been in buildings where he's getting, cheered or booed or whatever, a mixture of an audience when he was a heel. But now that everyone's on board and he's a babyface and we can all love him, dude, it hits different on TV and live at the event.
you hear that? Ooh, like
Yeah.
that's
Extra
what
loud.
is going on, and it's kind of poetic in a sense, because if you think about it, really, and I've said this, I made this comparison to Rock before. Rock might be prospect.
Now, is it going to be on SmackDown next week, or is it going to be 2 weeks?
Roman
I hope
Reigns
not,
was in that,
because Roman Reigns will be on TV. At least for most of SmackDown this year.
big face,
It's the only
and
one.
everybody's gonna rally around it.
Could if it's not.
Though I guess you could see there was something there, but the magic wasn't there until the wreck everyone and leave, which we saw a little bit today, into the tribal chief. And because of how invested everybody was in the tribal chief, whether they realized it or not, they were all Roman Reigns. Even the people who said they wanted him to lose the belt, or said he's a part timer, everybody was actually a Roman Reigns fan. That's why they were so invested in the bloodline for as long as they were. And the moment for Cody was even bigger than it would have been had he beaten Seth Rollins for the title. I mean, why did fans reject the notion of Cody challenging Seth? Because it wasn't Roman Reigns. It wasn't the guy. It wasn't the person who carried the company on his back. And there are very few who are of that stature. And really, the way I think about it, there's been other greats who have the Undertaker was there for a long time, but I don't even think he falls in this category. Bret and Shawn had their runs. I don't even think they fall in this category. I think it was Hulk Hogan, and then it was Stone Cold Steve Austin, and then it was The Rock, and then it was John Cena, and now it's Roman Reigns. Like killer, company carrying, industry carrying, aura, gold level.
We got Ben Big here who says, funny how at the beginning of the show they were muting the crowd, but they were chanting OTC. Also, shout out to, yeah, we had the Hogan, the OG, the original Hogan, the OGO. Yeah, I was like, oh shit, that's a pretty huge get right there, by the way. But, so yeah, they were muting the crowd. I think I only heard the crowd getting muted when Solo went out there, and I don't know if they were chanting OTC or something else, I'm not sure, but that was the only time that I noticed that the crowd was getting muted.
Well, Fox, who knows? Every week they're blacking us out. We don't know what's going on. They can misinterpret something and think it's an expletive. I don't know why everything has to be dropped for that at this point.
It's so annoying. It was funny because I was at before SummerSlam and I went to the show, and when Logan Paul came out, I kept thinking to myself, ooh, if I was at home right now, I wouldn't be seeing any of this segment. Like, I'm actually being able to watch a full Logan Paul segment without anything turning dark or people muting things, because that's what it is, watching, especially Logan Paul, because of the way that the crowd reacts to him. I remember the last time that you and I were talking about how much affected the freaking show was when we saw Logan Paul. The whole segment was either muted or blacked out. It was impossible to watch, and I remember it was a pretty good matchup, and we didn't even get to see most of it because everything was getting muted or blacked out. So I was appreciating being there live and actually being able to see a full, from the beginning to the end, Logan Paul segment.
And that was fresh off Logan Paul being in a little bit of controversy. He had the boxing.
So did they mute anything on the show?
No, yeah.
They did?
Yeah, they definitely did. Yeah, there was big chunks of it that were black.
Yeah, I just get so annoyed with them blacking out or muting anything, because it's hard to watch. It's so hard to watch.
And I guess I don't understand the side. I worked in sports talk radio for the longest time, and there was always a dump button. Somebody pressed and it would like if the delay would kick in. So I don't know if it's a similar effect, but you figure you could just mute the audio without blacking out the screen, and that would give people a better example. I don't know. It's just like deal with it at this point.
I mean, right here, right now on this stream, I could choose to like remove a video, move a video. I mean, come on, I'm streaming, I can do it, and I can unmute really quickly, no big deal. Keep the video up, take the video out, whatever. Then we should be able to do this on Fox.
With all the years of television programming, like I don't know if it's going to change. With Smackdown's about to move pretty soon, right?
Maybe they're just being salty. Maybe they're just being a little mean.
I don't know what they gained from that either. This exchange, I really, it's frustrating. It's frustrating because you always feel like, no matter how many times you know what's happening, you always feel like something's wrong on your end.
Yes, that's literally how I felt this Wednesday with Dynamite because of the opening segment. I don't know what was happening, but there was this like cracking sound on comment. I wasn't sure if it was me, it was the TV, or what it was, but it ended up being, I think, on commentary, because it totally stopped. There was like this weird cracking sound, and it got on my nerves, and I hate that because then it's hard to like focus. But we got a super chat here from Sheldon Jackson who says, Mr. OTC, yeah, you know second consequence based on how things went down. And then the third consequence, I would probably say, is like a pride thing.
Well, also,
I lose the face.
he's gonna lose to Roman Reigns, and then once that happens, what else is there for Solo other than group scenarios, right? Like bloodline, war games, stuff like that could still be effective. But I think his run up here is kind of done the second that third hand hits for the three when Roman Reigns inevitably hits.
Yeah, but when he pins him, then he'll just become a side character in the Jacob Fatu Roman Reigns portion of the story.
But yeah, that's the consequences.
He's just gonna be moved to the side.
He'll be back in his old role.
Feels so bad. And I was just talking about this too. I was talking about this on Busted Open last weekend because when you really go back and you really think about Solo Sikoa's run, Robin, he really was thrown to the wolves. He only had a certain amount of time on NXT, and he wasn't even on NXT that much, for those of you who remember. And all of a sudden, he was champion. Then they took the title away from him, or he had to drop the title. I forgot what happened. And then all of a sudden, he's thrust into this big storyline, and he doesn't have to say anything. So great, you just stand there and you look menacing, cool. And then after that, you're put in this featured spot where only the biggest of the biggest players are. And so when you think about all of what he's done with Solo Sikoa to this point, it was sink or swim. Sink or swim. Like, you're on your own, kid. That's really what it felt like.
But I mean, at this point, he's been elevated as high as he's ever been, and most people don't get this opportunity. So I don't really feel.
All right. Kevin Sutherland passed away 1949 and 2024. Is he an old wrestler? Not sure who he is. Enough of these damn commercials. I'm getting sick and tired of these damn commercials, man.
5-6 years after he really stopped wrestling in the ring. He wasn't that old. I mean, if you go 2003, that's 21 years ago. He died in 74. That would make him 53. 53 is not extremely old in this day and age, especially when you're just doing punches and physicality. You're not doing high flying stuff. But I do remember that match was not very good. But and the last time that I ever met Kevin Sullivan, even though I don't talk to Mish anymore, but you all may remember in 2020, right as COVID first started, they did a convention here in Queens, New York, called the Big Event. The Undertaker was the. We all know Bash in Berlin, even though it's a PLE, it's a foreign PLE, or international PLE. It's going to be filled with house show level matches. This is wonderful. It's going to be coming to the same. We know that. You're feeding KO to them. Why not make me care? And what better way to care is being like, I don't want to do this. I guess I'm doing it.
Yeah, I like how they told the story out, but it was just ended. But I like Cody being like, "It's happening, bro."
Yeah, get ready.
One of the most universally beloved people ever to do it in the wrestling industry. They've been updating those record books. You're on the same page with that, Sean?
Yeah, I think they will. My only regret is that they didn't have him do it like 21 times.
And they got all these auditions lined up.
Person was named in this drama, then that drama, and this drama, and this drama, and there's been a lot of recorded dramas that have gone around Twitter surrounding Brett Baker. But again, we're not back there, and we don't know what's going on.
I can say it's definitely spicy from having interviewed her. When I
The
did,
interview was just I see your interview.
oh yeah. Well, it was right around the t-shirt time, right? Remember, just get
Okay.
Title match.
Salamonster
understandable why they did what they did. They were going to have The Rock be around and not in a main event, but
Remember when the Flash race Superman? They're like, we'll never know.
So, following a great SummerSlam, which was then followed by easily one best episodes of Monday Night Raw that we've seen in a long time. The momentum was hot.
I decided to partner with Aaron.
And don't forget their commercials.
Like it made for a good interview in that regard. But I was the initial thing was at least fairly critical, and I think she saw that and was ready because of that. But you get that read on certain people where I once did an interview next to Clarissa Shields, who's a female boxer, and that's the most intimidated that I've ever been because I just felt this energy like this woman could take my head off if she wanted. She just had a certain energy about it. I've interviewed CM Punk, and it was the complete opposite of everything we normally do. Bad low key, and gave me compliments after the fact. But I guess he's one of those quiet, so he's busting kind of dudes. But I just got that vibe from Britt immediately that she was somebody that had a little spice. And of course you're right. Like she was put in a challenging position there because you feel like everybody's out getting this was her big moment, perhaps her big push like punk rockish kind of merchandise seller. But I just was my read on her after one of those kind of minutes that this is somebody who has that kind of.
Right, and I think it also depends too on how people see the media. Because there's some people that are really smart and know how to utilize the media, right? And they know how to turn the charm on and make sure that they are presenting their very best in front of like a camera and whatnot. And I think there's the people that sometimes are sort of apprehensive towards media. Like everyone has a different attitude towards interviewers, reporters, and not just in wrestling, but in entertainment and all of that. And you see it. We've seen so many stories of stuff like that. So I don't know what it could have been, but I do get you because when I've interviewed people, I feel like there are some where I can feel this instant chemistry, and then there's times where I feel okay, I have to prove myself to this person and get them comfortable before there could be that nice little back and forth.
Well, I mean, even Cody mentioned it too the other day. I mean, and Cody's as much
Yes.
as a politician as there possibly could be. I'm sure we both talked to him. He talked about like having something taken and starting getting good interview.
Interview with Chris, yeah.
And it was taken.
They
And
might
I
sign
get where
up for
people
them.
come from because they're. I
Besides
don't know
you,
if I'm.
what?
Let
They
me
might
be
sign up for
transparent.
them.
The job that I was doing. I
Why you
wasn't trying to
don't
do a
niggas here?
gotcha. Like I wasn't trying to be dishonest. But yeah, I want you to say something that is going to be newsworthy.
How different we are feeling about Roman Reigns in 2024 as compared to 2014.
Right.
I feel like you might get renegotiated with before that, but how do I join the Fight Culture? You're a part of the Fight Culture. I don't think
Yeah.
you're hiring right now, but you hang out with us tonight,
You're here with
Sean.
us Friday nights.
Thank you so much for joining us. Stay tuned to Fightful Select, guys. Hop in that Discord. Just talk with real people over in the Discord. Hang out. The Ask SRS channel is so valuable. We got the backstage report and Q&A combined in one show now, and you get me.
Right, it is a fine line to play. Of course, I would love for someone to say some like breaking news on any interview that I do. Why? Because that's going to go viral. And of course, that's everyone's goal. You want to get more views and more stuff like that. But I think at the end of the day, like I think you just have to, because this has been my experience where there's times where I've done interviews, right? Whatever, and I usually have.
All right. While I wait for that, I will to talk about Smackdown myself. Wait for the podcast to talk about the other subject. Now this is what happened on Smackdown. That's how the show opened up. Kevin Owens, Cody Rhodes, grant Kevin Owens a match at WWE Bash in Berlin. Now, Kevin Owens is a babyface, not a heel. They really have a major problem with finding incredible challenger for Cody Rhodes. Kevin Owens is one of the only top stars on this show. There's no one else. It can't be Roman Reigns. He already beat Solo. Randy Orton, he challenged Gunter for the World Heavyweight title on Raw. The Rock, we don't know when he's coming back. Hopefully he comes back soon. But Kevin Owens is the only top star for Cody Rhodes. It's not going to be Andrade because he's going to feud with Carmelo Hayes. Until he's going after the US title in LA Knight. There's no one else on the show. Bobby Lashley's not on the show. Now, Kevin Owens said he didn't want to wrestle Cody Rhodes, but Cody Rhodes said he deserved it because he had it back batting on the bloodline with him. Cody Rhodes said Kevin Owens deserves to face him for the title. Then they're interrupted by Solo. Solo blamed Roman Reigns for him not winning the WWE title. Kevin Owens goes off on Roman Reigns. Nick Aldis was going to give Roman Reigns a title shot. Kevin Owens went off on it and blamed them. Oh, he's been champion for 1,300 days as champion. And Kevin Owens got upset with them. So he accepted Cody Rhodes' challenge. We got the Street Profits. They defeated A-Town Down Under. Clearly, they're setting up a breakup with Austin Theory and Grayson Waller. They did announce next week that Grayson Waller is going to wrestle, who's he going to wrestle? I forgot, I don't know. Next week, Naomi's going to wrestle Belair Davenport. Nia Jax will show up next week on Smackdown and celebrate her championship win because she was on the show tonight. So she'll be on next week. Chelsea Green and Piper Niven can confront Tiffany Stratton. Tiffany Stratton is the heel, right? Is Chelsea Green a babyface? She might be. Naomi came out and assisted Bianca and Jade again. Giovanni Vinci is coming soon. A few months ago, he was just kicked out of Imperium. That was back in April or May. It might have been back in May. He actually looked pretty good. He actually looked legit. Wearing glasses. He'll be a member of the Smackdown roster, so he could be given a singles one. I wonder how that's gonna look. Is he gonna get over? What are they gonna do with him? Santos Escobar interrupted LA Knight US title celebration. Santos defeated Andrade with the help of Carmelo Hayes. So, as I said, Carmelo Hayes and Andrade are gonna be feuding. Hayes is a heel. Andrade is a babyface. Santos is a heel. Him and LA Knight have been going at it a few weeks ago. They had a few matches and they've been face to face. So, this could be a filler feud for Bash in Berlin, I think. DIY defeated Pretty Deadly to advance the number contenders to face the Bloodline.
We're here.
Alright.
Member of the DWO, let's effing go, man. He also says when Roman Reigns finally gets the Hula Holla back, I feel Heyman needs to protect the man, and that's when he returns. Hell yeah, that's gonna be a moment. You don't want him to just. Well, I mean, he did grab it today, and unfortunately, that moment was ripped out of his hand. But you don't want him to just grab it and put it on. I think it would be really cool if Paul Heyman worked hand in hand. I like that idea.
I do like that idea a lot, actually. And by the way, again, I thought the Paul Heyman bio on A&E might have been the best one of that.
I haven't seen it. I've only seen one.
That's why you deserve it. I prefer things get built on wins and losses, but I love that Kevin Owens said I don't deserve this because I haven't been winning.
Sure.
It is the best at closing logic gaps. He's the only person that turns from heel to face and is like, I'm sorry that I was being.
That has been that's around
hands on it, and then it went right back to Solo Sikoa. So they did tease that as well tonight. And the Bloodline 2.0 was destroyed outside Solo Sikoa. He escaped. His henchman got the worst of it. And Roman Reigns destroyed both Tama Tonga and Tanga Loa tonight. In at least Roman getting some level of revenge. After all these months of being out and the Bloodline 2.0 running SmackDown as if they own it. Obviously, a huge noticeable absence of Jacob Fatu. And I see this big discussion online. Where is Jacob Fatu? Not Cody, but Corey Graves mentioned that Jacob Fatu was injured. They did mention his name tonight. I know a lot of people on social media talking about it. Last we saw Jacob Fatu, he was at SummerSlam putting Cody Rhodes through the announce table with a big Fatu splash. And then we saw him on social media at a local convenience store after SummerSlam, walking on his own, but he was obviously in a walking boot. We don't have any diagnosis on the injury. We don't know if he's injured or not. We don't know the severity of the injury, if he is indeed injured. I said it on Sunday. I'm going to reiterate it again for you guys, or Saturday rather, after SummerSlam. I'm going to reiterate it again for you guys here tonight. Jacob Fatu may be hurt, but is it to the extent that everybody is freaking out over? No. No, he is not injured. He's not out. He doesn't need surgery. He doesn't need any extensive time off because of a legitimate injury. Jacob Fatu and Roman Reigns is the showdown that WWE obviously wants to stay away from.
Exactly.
Because when you get the visual of the new bloodline against the old bloodline, and you get Jacob Fatu in the ring staring at Roman Reigns, Jacob Fatu, the killer that he is, staring at Roman Reigns, ready to go for war or to war with Solo, staring at Roman Reigns, why do you want to give away that moment so soon? In a nothing circumstance, in a nothing town, on a nothing show. Why would you want to do that? Jacob Fatu put Cody Rhodes through the table and sold the injury, because if he didn't, what else was he going to do? Just stand there on Saturday night while Roman Reigns was delivering Superman punches and spears to Solo Sikoa, Cody Rhodes to retain the WWE Championship? What exactly did you want Jacob Fatu to do?
Enough of these damn commercials. Come on.
I mean, he used to wear the greatness on a different level. I mean, like, he's got the thing you can't teach. And he had to learn it over the years, because, like the last comment said, it didn't work for him as a babyface that first time around. The reason it works for him now is because of how good a heel he was. And the best babyfaces always come from the cool heels. I mean, like, you know, Stone Cold and The Rock are the example of that's where the shit usually. I mean, every now and again you get the cookie cutter babyface like Cena and Cody, who can really work. But for the most part, the babyfaces that get the best reactions are the ones who were the really cool heels, and that was what Roman was.
We got Sven Big, who says, don't forget we still got Hikuleo and what side he will eventually be on. Yeah,
Cody said that Solo could not get the job done and caused Fatu to get hurt. Cody said he beat Solo in the middle of the ring, and he is delusional. He thinks that he is very familiar with, but as an ally, not as an enemy. You know, Dynamite on Wednesday was mostly a bore. I enjoyed tonight's show more, but not much. Tonight's show really wasn't that much better, if we're being honest here. I know some people might disagree on that. It really wasn't that much better until the closing segment. Because, look, that's what everybody was waiting for. What is Roman Reigns going to do? What is Roman Reigns going to say? We saw his return at SummerSlam on Saturday. OTC, across the chest. We had no words tonight from Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns did not speak. So if you were waiting to hear from him and what he thinks of what's been going on of late with the bloodline, you're going to have to wait a little bit longer. Tonight was not the night for that. The crowd, though, was white hot for Roman Reigns. From the moment they hit his music to the moment that he came out, and he ran roughshod over all of the members of the Timu bloodline, he went 8 on all of them, and they loved every second of it. No Jacob Fatu tonight, though. He was not out there, along with the other members. But they set the stage for a battle between Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa. It's going to be the battle of the Ula Fala. We have CM Punk and Drew McIntyre. They are feuding over a bracelet. We have Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa. They are feuding over a necklace. We had MJF hitting Kyle Fletcher in the head on Wednesday with his diamond ring. But let's discuss this Smackdown show. This is your WWE. Roman. And before he could tell us, before he could enlighten us about who he was thinking about, he was interrupted by Solo Sikoa. Cody said he would see Owen.
And I will always remember when we were done, he looked over to me and said, "That was really good. Great job. No BS. Great job." Like, you know, as
What you want, you just gotta win. Roman Reigns doesn't look to be wrestling at Action Berlin. That luck I took away from him. I originally said on Tuesday Night with Solomon during episode 60 of Tuesday Night Titans, Fates book, best Action Berlin. I said maybe we get Cody Rhodes teaming with Roman Reigns against Solo Sikoa at Tamatonga or some form of the bloodline. Maybe Fatu there. Clearly, we're not getting that yet. But the one takeaway from tonight is that I do not think we're getting Roman Reigns and Jacob, Roman Reigns and Solo in any sense of the word at Bash and Berlin. That's going to be about other stories. And a Roman story right now is getting everybody on board that has got some backup, and then we build toward Warriors. We build toward Bad Blood. If there's going to be a match between Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa, it is going to be at Bad Blood. And then we build from there into Warriors. Not going to happen at Bash of Berlin. It doesn't need to happen there. There's going to be plenty of story and plenty of matches for us to enjoy. We don't need that to take place in Berlin. There's this little show in Atlanta celebrating 20 years of Hell in a Cell. Bad Blood. It seems like the perfect venue, perfect title, the perfect pay-per-view PLE for Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa to have their first one-on-one match. Again, patience is everything. Cody Rhodes. We didn't know where Cody Rhodes was going. We probably thought he was going to be aligned with the bloodline in some way, shape, or form. We did get Solo Sikoa and Cody Rhodes in the opening segment of tonight's show. Solo Sikoa begged, pleaded, I would say,
When you get done,
in his
when
way,
you
his
get done
another
with it,
shot at the WWE Championship.
the bloodline,
He
we do not
feels
want
like he deserves an opportunity because of what Roman Reigns did at SummerSlam. That is obviously not happening. But where is Cody Rhodes going into Bash in Berlin? Randy Orton is preoccupied with Gunther. We did not see Randy Orton on tonight's show. He was preoccupied with Gunther on Monday Night Raw. He was already advertised for Raw on tonight's show as well. It will be on at Monday Night Raw as Raw goes back to the USA Network as the Olympics will be over. Thank God. Randy and Gunther is the direction. Cody and Kevin Owens is the direction. Took me by surprise. I've seen a couple of accounts on social media today in the early afternoon tweeting out that Cody Rhodes is scheduled to wrestle Kevin Owens at Bash in Berlin. I said, how? Why are we going in that direction? But we got the direction tonight, and Cody Rhodes basically said he wanted to give Kevin Owens the championship match because Kevin Owens deserved it. KO said, no, I don't deserve shit. We don't just give title matches away here. You gotta earn your title matches. At least Finally, somebody there has some fucking logic. Cody Rhodes wants to give Kevin Owens a championship match because of all the work that he's done to back Cody Rhodes up in the battle against Solo Sikoa and the Bloodline. He's done more to help Cody than Kevin Owens realizes. And Cody wants to reward his friend, Kevin Owens. Now, does this mean KO turns heel? I don't really see why Kevin Owens would turn heel in this moment. He didn't really do anything to Cody that really signified he's turning heel. Cody didn't do anything to him to where Kevin Owens would want to turn heel. But I will say, giving somebody an opportunity at the WWE Championship like Kevin Owens, when you had somebody else backing up as well, who also probably thinks he deserves a WWE Championship match, this is not going to sit well with one Randy Orton when he finally gets back to Friday Night Smackdown.
Enough. Come on.
Of the pops that Roman Reigns is getting. Wait till you hear that pop for Paul Heyman. Like, that one's gonna be pretty sick. I don't know how they bring him back. He's gotta have something special in terms of, like, he's not just gonna pop up in a backstage segment. I would hope that the moment happens where he's gonna have to, I think Roman Reigns will have to set it up. Introduce him, bring him in, be like, I've got something that you don't got, Solo Sikoa. And bam, he brings out Paul Heyman, and everyone's like, yeah. I don't know if that's any good, but what do you got, Robin?
Well, I think one of the other commenters had a good point that he's the one that bestows the tribal chief garment upon Roman Reigns, and I think this is long. Are the baby faces that get the best? The timing just wasn't right this year. They tried to spring it into action and force it quickly. It just wasn't right. But now, with Roman as a baby face and Brock as this incarnation he was when we last saw him, I think that could be absolutely gangbusters box office. So I want to see all three of those matches, and I wanted to end with Roman having that belt back.
Dude, if we get those 3 matches in 2025, that would be like, that's it, like the biggest year, I think. Like the biggest year that we could possibly get, because all of those matches are ones that we are anticipating. We got Bunny Swag 69 who says it was a great. Really humble. Charlotte Flair, she gets a lot of 8-2. You listen. And of course, that's everyone's goal. You want to get more views and more stuff like that. But
Had a certain energy about it. I mean, for the three, when
record, which I love that he brought that up. I thought that is a great baby face. Someone who is self-aware. We take people that are self-aware for granted, okay? And so I love that Kevin Owens was like, well, my win-loss record, this and that, and coming up with all of these reasons as to why it shouldn't be him. Just take it, bro. Just take it. Eventually, it does. He ends up kind of getting played like a fiddle backstage by freaking Adam Pearce and Cody Rhodes, and so we end up seeing the match officially get made for Bash of Berlin.
yeah, I'm gonna push back a little bit. How am I supposed to buy Kevin as a threat to Cody Rhodes if Kevin Owens doesn't buy Kevin Owens as a threat to Cody
Unless
Rhodes?
it was all a plan, unless it's all a ruse. You know how they say sometimes you gotta act dumb to get what you want or to work your way into something? Maybe he was just acting nice. I don't know.
It feels like
I don't know.
more filler for Cody, right? Like, look, Cody's last big match was really to just get the return of Roman Reigns. I don't know, it doesn't do that much. I'm sure the match itself will be good again, but KO had those kind of matches with Roman in the midst of that really long run where you knew, okay, this is just on to the next thing, and it feels like the same way. I don't feel like Cody is going to lose that title or even have an inkling that he's going to lose that title against Kevin Owens. Not until you see Cody on the other side of the ring of The Rock or Roman Reigns, or maybe eventually Gunther in some way. One of those they're there to fill up the time in between, like I referenced before.
Also, sorry, I called Adam. I think I'll just Adam Pierce. Whatever, you guys know what I'm talking about. It just I saw someone put it, and I was like, did I say Adam Pierce? Sorry, guys, I didn't do that sometimes. All right, well, anyways, that match is happening. I'm honestly looking forward to it. You're right. Does Kevin Owens feel like a threat? Not necessarily. Are we expecting Cody Rhodes to drop the title? Not necessarily, but it's Kevin Owens, man. And I'm such a big Kevin Owens fan that I don't even care. This is sort of how I felt with that first AJ Styles match, where I was like, I just want to watch them wrestle. That's exactly how I feel about Cody and Kevin Owens. Like, who knows? Who knows what they come up with from now until Bash of Berlin? We got like 3 weeks actually. We got 3 weeks until Bash of Berlin.
Well, and a lot of those, and I say this in a positive way, a lot of those international shows feel like glorified house shows to a certain extent, where it doesn't, like SummerSlam, we saw all these types of things. Like SummerSlam is, close to WrestleMania as the Rumble is. Those are the ones that are close to WrestleMania as far as importance. And we saw the titles switching hands all over the place at WrestleMania and then again at SummerSlam. A lot of these events in between are, hey, we're going over, we're serving this crowd, but we're not giving them a regular house. We're giving them a souped up house show with the biggest names, and the crowd does a lot of the work in carrying the show with their reaction to the show. And it feels to me like Bash of Berlin may be one of those, but I'm not so sure that you don't headline that one with Gunther and Randy Orton.
Oh, 100% Gunther and Randy Orton headlines that, in my opinion, like 100%.
Because not only do you have, obviously where Gunther locality is from, but just the quality of that match, and it feels like the biggest thing Randy Orton maybe has been involved in as a solo guy since he's come back.
Yeah, really, honestly, it really does feel that way. All right, so we will kind of speed through some of the other topics that happened on the show, but those were really the big main things. I would say the next thing that I would really consider big from the show was primarily LA Knight's United States title celebration, and this we had a confrontation between Santos Escobar and LA Knight, where Santos Escobar takes LA Knight's freaking catchphrase and starts changing it, and he says, with everybody saying Escobar, see? I died, Robin. That was the funniest shit to me. And then this led to a match between Andrade and Santos Escobar. Carmelo Hayes gets involved, and Santos Escobar ends up stealing the victory. Rosenlove pulls it tight, gets the win, and Andrade was kind of screwed here. So, what'd you make of all of what we saw here at both of these segments combined?
I think they're pretty good. I think Santos is a good, worthy challenger of LA Knight. It's a good place to put him in. I think, I kind of agree with what Undertaker said on his thing, that Logan Paul did do his part in elevating the status of the U.S. title, so it feels like a little bit bigger of a win for LA Knight to have that, and then therefore it feels like a bigger elevation of the challenger to face him. And then I kind of think this Andrade and Carmelo Hayes deal was crowdsourced. I kind of think it was, they saw the reaction to that first match that they had, then they quick ran it back, and now they're going to give them a whole feud. I don't know if that was actually planned as much as them reacting to the initial match.
That's what it feels like, and I'm glad that you brought that up, because I remember the first time I saw them wrestle together, I was like, oh shit, like this was good. And I was so glad that they ran it back. And the fact that now this is turning into a feud, I think was definitely smart of them to do, because what else are they doing? What else do you got these guys doing? They're not doing anything else, so you might as well run with it. That's kind of how I felt. And same thing for Santos Escobar. I think he's freaking killing it, and he sort of gets put. I think he's always the bride, never the bridesmaid. I'm sorry, no, always the bridesmaid, never the bride. There you go. That is Santos Escobar, because on
tax holiday and burning at Phil's furniture? Jacob Fatu to get hurt. He said he sent Reigns on a warpath. You're absolutely, unequivocally, 100% delusional if you think you can have a rematch for the WWE Championship. Solo, Tamatonga, and Tangaloa stood on the ring apron. This was obviously a numbers game, a numbers advantage for the Bloodline. Kevin Owens comes in from behind with a steel chair and one for Cody. 2 steel chairs. Solo, Tamatonga, and Tangaloa left. Cody's music began to play. They retreated to the Bloodline. Cody looks into the hard cam and motions to cut the music. Cody then addressed Kevin Owens. Listen, KO, don't go nowhere. I want to talk to you. I have something to tell you. Owens comes back to the ring, and Cody revealed that he is the person he wanted to defend his title against at Bash in Berlin. Owens is listening to the crowd chant, "You deserve."
Kevin or Sami Zayn made him feel like the Bloodline was his family. And Kevin Owens saw through it the entire time and tried to convince Sami, and it took Sami a long time to come to the realization that holy shit, Kevin Owens was right. Right? All the stuff.
But till who knows when. But I do think that they should utilize Santos Escobar and Andrade a little bit more, especially Andrade. Like he came in with all of this, like, oh my god, he's back in WWE. Let's do cool. And I feel like it hasn't really gone. I mean, until now, we've always started to get this story with him and Carmelo Hayes. Cool, but before that, so like he could have been with any company. He was basically being booked the same.
I feel like all these people feel strong. Right? I don't think any of them feel weak or pigeonholed in, or it's like you're just something for them to do. Like, yes, you want them to, reach the pinnacle of their career or have this big elongated thing that really really care about. But I feel like each of these individuals you just mentioned all feel strong right now. I mean, Andrade got those wins over Carmelo Hayes in the midst. Carmelo Hayes now wants his get back, and Santos Escobar is going to be going for the U.S. title against LA Knight. I think it's pretty good in the meantime, because I do feel like none of them feel like, all right, let me use some. I hate to call people out by name, but let me use Austin Theory as the counter. Like, it's over for Bro, right? Like, I feel like with Austin Theory, we thought maybe he might have had it there for a minute. He got a little bit of a bump back with Grayson Waller. Now he's eating the pins, and I just don't think it's ever going to happen for him. I don't feel like Santos Escobar or Andrade feel like an Austin Theory.
No, yeah, I see what you're saying. Okay, like there's still light at the end of the tunnel. We got Trevor Al here, who's been a DWO member for 1 month now. Says, speaking of Logan, congrats to, and I hope I don't mess up his name.
One and done, in and out for Cody Rhodes. It sounds like, it looks like people wanted something new, something fresh, something with some story behind it. But I don't think they realize that Kevin Owens getting a championship match for Cody Rhodes is going to be the story. This is going to get us to the story. Everything that Cody Rhodes has done up until this point, everything that Cody Rhodes has been a part of up until this point, AJ Styles, great matches, feuding with the Bloodline, being called out by the Bloodline, having help from Kevin Owens, having help from Randy Orton. I know it seems a little less than, I know it seems like Cody's in a holding pattern, but every single tease that we've seen, every single instance that we've seen Randy Orton eyeing the WWE title, making these motions towards the title, saying that he's going to be there for Cody Rhodes no matter what. What do you think this is all leading to? So when you think that Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes is just a random match thrown together to get Cody Rhodes on Bash in Berlin to defend the WWE Championship because he's their guy and they need a championship match, they could have done without Cody Rhodes on their show. They could have done something else with Cody Rhodes. They could have had Cody Rhodes come out and maybe cut a promo in front of the live audience. They could have had Cody team with Roman against the Bloodline. They could shows is going to be a fucking banger. And this match between KO and Cody is going to be the bridge that gets us from this to Cody and Randy. How we get there, I don't know. How it all transpires, I don't know. But we talked about this on Tuesday. There's one or two different ways you could go about this. It seemingly looked.
I think we stand enough to watch this guys out.
Nice.
It's just a little bit more simplified. If Randy Orton was going to be on Smackdown tonight, he would have been. It looks like they're keeping Randy on Raw for the time being to focus on Gunther. I thought that Randy would challenge Gunther, go back to SmackDown, aid Cody in battling the Bloodline, which apparently has nothing to do with the Bloodline right now anyway, and then continue to get his ass beat by Solo Sikoa and the Bloodline, which will then mount up for Randy Orton. He'll take those injuries and the beatings into his match with Gunther, and he'll go back to SmackDown, blame it on Cody Rhodes, turn him. Solid Monster said, go and look at Randy Orton all year. What has Randy Orton done all year on PLEs? Lose, 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 lose.
Exactly. Randy Orton has lost every pay-per-view this year. He had not won a PLE this year. Last year he came back, he won at the Survivor Series and War Game, but this year he lost at the Royal Rumble, he lost in Australia in that chamber match, he lost at WrestleMania, he lost at Backlash, he lost at the King of the Ring, he lost at Money in the Bank, and he's gonna lose at Bash Berlin. So eventually Orton does need a pay-per-view win. I think we will get Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton. We could see Randy Orton beat Cody Rhodes, and I wouldn't mind that. If Randy Orton turns heel and they told a great story, and based on the feud, I wouldn't mind that.
He hasn't won a PLE match all year. He's not going to win against Gunther. He's not going to win the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. He's going to lose clean. He's going to go back to SmackDown, see that Cody gave KO a shot at the WWE Championship. He's going to realize that Cody Rhodes is not going to give him a WWE Championship. We're going to start to see the Viper come out. We're going to start to see heel Randy Orton come out. You don't want to get the fucking championship match. I wasn't there helping you alongside KO. I don't deserve a fucking championship match. Heel Randy Orton, Cody versus Randy will be the primary story for Cody Rhodes for the rest of the year. And I would not be surprised if Randy Orton wins the WWE Championship with Cody Rhodes then taking it back around the end of the year going into the Royal Rumble. So when you want to sit there and you want to listen to these fucking half-witted fucking accounts on social media that have Dragon Ball Z as their fucking icon,
Phrases that he's trying to adopt.
And we'll be here the 23rd. We'll
Yeah,
be
according to what you said, it's the 16th and the
Bianca Belair as a heel. They seem to be apprehensive about it. We even thought they teased it for a while, but they never actually wrapped.
let me use some. I hate to call people out by name, but let me playing too much because you'll see you never want to see anybody lose their job, of course. You'll see a wrestler get, and they quick ran it back, and now they're going to give them a whole feud. I don't know if that was actually planned as much as them reacting to the initial match.
That's what it feels like, and I'm glad that you brought that up because I remember the first time I saw them wrestle together, I was like, oh shit, like, this was good. And I was so glad that they ran it back. And the fact that now this is turned feud, I think was definitely smart of them to do because what else are they doing? What else do you got these guys doing? You don't got them doing anything else, so you might as well run with it. That's kind of how I felt. And same thing for Santos Escobar. I think he's freaking killing it. And he sort of gets put, I think.
Whatever, something's going on.
That's so cute. I love that. Alrighty, guys. Thank you so much. Have a great weekend. I'll be live tomorrow on Busted Open, so you guys can check that out too. And we'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye, everyone.
chill out and then come back at 100%. And we miss him for a month. Never.
This is what he was destined to be. It was also reported this week that he, not that long ago, I guess, either signed a new deal or restructured his existing deal, which was set to conclude.
As I get older, I look back on
Ford and Dawkins got the pin and the win after a super blockbuster off the top rope from the Street Profits, Austin Theory. 1, 2, 3, and they advance to wrestle the win.
Really gone beyond this. So,
Go through on the poster.
Good lot of humans. Good lot of humans. Because we can recognize that and be like, you're full of shit, Grandma. I do it. I've done it. I live in Indiana. Like, if people don't like to be called out. That's the thing. And here's the thing, like
what's Tonga headed a little fall. Tonga looks at it. Looks towards Roman. Looks at the Ulafala again. Yeah.
I'll tell you what, Camden Yards is like the most beautiful part.
It is beautiful, and they sell some.
hour and 8 in, so we'll go about 90 minutes or so. I think that's pretty reasonable. I mean, we don't. It's not as strict. You know, we go a little longer. It's
Turning Giovanni Vinci. Remember him? A lot of people probably forget about him, or they thought he was out of the company. But he spoke Italian, so they had subtitles, and it looks like he's going to be doing the rich guy European gimmick that he was doing that basically more or less in NXT when they split him away from Imperium the first time, and they started pushing him as a single, and that didn't last very long. But here, it showed him in a Vegas hotel room. He was looking out, I think, at the strip. He was looking out the window. They spliced in footage of a man, I presume him, or supposed to be him, skiing down a slope. And they showed him driving in a fancy red sports car. And then they gave his name at the end. He's coming to SmackDown. I'm glad that they're trying again with him. He was put in a very perilous position when he was kicked out of Imperium. I thought that was going to be the end of it. That was my fear. And we have not heard a peep from him. He has not done anything since. He has not appeared on television until this vignette here tonight. His future, to me, looked very bleak. And to see that they're finally, doing something with him, they're going to give him another shot. At least give him a shot. You know what I mean? Like, he's either going to get over or he's not. But he deserves to have the opportunity. You've invested a lot of time and years in him. Going back to when he first debuted in the Cruiserweight Classic. What year was that? 2016, I think? Maybe 2017? It's a long time ago. You've invested all this time in him. He's a very good worker. He can work his ass off. Will the gimmick work? I don't know. That's what we're going to find out. At least he's going to get the chance to go out there and do it. I think that if you give him the chance, what you could end up having in him is a solid future contender for the United States Championship. Like, he can be at that level. One day, there could be an LA Knight Giovanni Vinci, right? Not for some time, but he could be a solid addition to the mid-card here on SmackDown. So I hope it works out. I'm glad to see that Triple H is a big shot and giving him the opportunity because he deserves it. So we had Andrade, one-on-one with Santos Escobar and Inga.
Nia Jax beating Bayley at SummerSlam. Bayley, we do not see Bayley on SmackDown tonight. Timmy Stratton was.
All right. We did get AEW Rampage on. I thought that was Tom Dollar. No, that one. AEW Rampage, obviously it's not live. It's like 1 hour. It's just like they pretty much your house show. We got Darby Allin versus the Butcher in a wild matchup. It showed the recap for Smackdown. I think that was pretty it. Leave everyone else.
Make the joke anymore. They're pretty dead. Bleak. All of a sudden, Chelsea Green and Piper Niven confirm. Tiffany asks, "Don't you have a ladder to fall off of?" They're still talking about that. That's old news. Don't know why we're still talking about Chelsea Green falling off a ladder. Green said Nia doesn't like pink. I don't know. I thought all women like pink. Tiffany likes pink. She's wearing her new Money in the Bank briefcase like a fucking pocketbook. Piper said if she was really Nia's friend, she would know that. Tiffany told Green that she is delusional. I don't know where we're going with this. I thought we were getting an IJack celebration tonight. Apparently, they did have a graphic for it, and then they opted to just hold off on it and do it next week. I guess they were running low on time tonight. There was one thing I would omit from the show. It's a celebration for Nia Jax, so I'm not really going to lose sleep over not seeing Nia Jax tonight on SmackDown. But Tiffany Stratton, looking great as usual with her new pink fuzzy bedazzled Money in the Bank briefcase. Jade Cargill. My favorite, man. Jade Cargill, man. She's in one-on-one action tonight. She's got Bianca Belair out there.
Included, getting their asses handed to them by a guy named Jelly Roll at SummerSlam. You know, when you get your ass kicked by somebody named Jelly Roll, I mean, you're not doing too well. You're not doing very well. And they were complaining about being sent to Raw on Monday for a match on their day off. So, Theory hypothetically mentioned the possibility of Lawler having a singles match with Kevin Owens. And Nick Aldis liked that idea so much that he made it official for SmackDown next Friday. It will be Kevin Owens one-on-one with Grayson Waller. Waller was not happy. He asked, "What are you doing?" And Theory told him not to worry about it. He said, "Just trust me." He said, "I'm going to have your back the way you've had mine." Now, of course, Waller has made a lot of missteps that have resulted in Theory getting his ass kicked. So clearly, this is an example of Theory getting some revenge for himself.
Now I remember Grayson Waller and Kevin Owens next week on SmackDown.
Speaking of them wrestling on Raw this past Monday, I thought one of the things I was looking for on the show tonight was to see if they explained what, if anything, Nick Aldis was getting in return for allowing the two of them to work the show on Monday. I thought there was some kind of a trade of some kind. All right, we'll let you use those guys on Monday. Let us use somebody else. It was never mentioned. There was no mention of the agreement that the two GMs made. There was no mention of Aldis getting anything in return. It's possible he still will. Maybe he's not cashing in on that favor right away, but I was surprised. I was disappointed that we didn't get any follow-up to that, unless there really is no follow-up.
It's just lazy.
Just, being nice to each other. And Pierce got something, and maybe Aldis is like, "Hey, it's Press. Free of charge. You can have those two." But I really think that we should find out soon what he's getting in return from Adam Pierce. We have Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa, DIY, taking on Pretty Deadly, with the winners challenging the Bloodline for the tag team titles, provided they can get past the Street Profits first. So that is what was at stake. Now, you didn't really think, did you, that Pretty Deadly was going to move on and potentially challenge the Bloodline, now did you? I mean, come on. You're smarter than that. Things broke down late in the match, which led to Pretty Deadly hitting a double-team chicken wing slam, but
Alright, well, hold on. Now, before I end the video, might as well just see if I can get some news and rumors. AEW and the American Hero Needs all we all needed. AEW will blame travel issue, but this show sucked. AEW Dynamite sucked. It was a boring show. Here the news and rumors. The Day One crew are leaving AEW. AEW sent to lose brothers Daniel Garcia and Ricky
If you
Starks.
look at the AEW roster from year one,
It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be a crazy time for free agents in pro wrestling as the Lucid brother Daniel Garcia, Ricky Stark can find himself leaving AEW, headed to WWE. The latest on all four, and the likelihood they all jump ships. Also, major update on Bobby Lashley, and this weekend is his last weekend with WWE, and he's set to become a free agent. That it. And there's been it. Wait, I already saw that. I think that's it. I don't see anything else. Oh, I forgot I said I think it was for the Well, I think that's it. Might will just end the video. Oh, there's Dustin Rhodes on Rampage. Well, might will just end the video. Until next time, I'll see y'all later. This is Jacob Cast 2024. Thank you for watching. Thank you for all the support. Until next time, I'll be back with more.